Hi, I'm back. I'm Jill with Copycat Crafts by Jill, and we're going to do a little more pocket stuff. I'm not sure why I've been really into pockets, and I'm always into flippy, flappy things. So pockets make a good flippy, flappy thing. And this is kind of the pocket that I was going to work on today. Why? What makes this pocket a little different? Well, let me show you one that I made. Here is the pocket, and here is the part we glue down, right here. So most of them you can glue either way. You can glue the pocket down to the left or to the right. It's all how you want to do it. But what is a little different about this pocket is when you glue it down, you can see the pocket goes right to the crease, which makes it, when it's in something, it can make it a little challenging to get to the item or the tag or whatever you have in it. And so what I did to solve that, because I accidentally did it here, I put a crease in my paper, folded it, took the notches out, and glued it down in. Made tags, put the tags in, and that's when I realized, well, I made it right up to the fold. So what I decided to do was put a little notch in the back so I could push the tag out. Once I push the tag out, it's easy to grab. So I made a bunch of them where the tag goes right up to the seam, and I can just push on the back end to slip them out. And I really liked that idea so much that I decided I have even another one in here, which I'll show you. Before I get to that, I just wanted to remind you this is a small folio I made with Dark Manor Designs paper. You'll find her on Etsy, and I will put a link to this paper pack in the description box. And in this folio, I just made this little card. I apologize for the glare, and so I just wanted to put a little pocket in there. It doesn't do anything, but then you open it, and of course we have the pocket I just showed you. Then on this side we have the coffin pockets that I made in one of my last videos. Then it opens. Here's a little tab that is magnetic. When you open it, it has a jar of bugs. I thought it would be cute to make the jar see-through, so I used the same paper to match the back. If I would have known I was going to do this, I would have used different paper, only because it makes, I think you can see it better on camera, that you can see the bugs better on camera. They're just rub-ons. But I wanted the jar to appear clear, so I had to use the same paper, which this is one of my favorites, so I wasn't too mad. And it opens a larger pocket. And then on this side, this is the pocket that also is magnetic, and it's another one of the pockets that pretty much go right up, not quite, but go pretty close. And it has the little push push to help get the item out, which is what I really like. On this one, I made the flap, or whatever you want to call this part of it, I made it really large so that I could use it as a tuck spot. So I only glued the 3 sides and kept it as a tuck spot. I really like that pocket, so this is also a little tuck spot for just a little item. The pictures don't come out. Then more regular pockets and a large pocket, which I'll have to maybe make something larger to put in there. But so I just wanted to show that folio. Also, I don't know if you can see the tape, the little pieces of tape. This is the tape that I made with clear sticker paper, and at first I used actually I think it was Distress ink, or it could have been Archival ink, I'm not sure, but I used one of them. Then I wanted it darker, so I didn't show that in the video because I didn't know it, but once I realized I wanted it darker, I just went in with a couple drops of alcohol ink and put a couple drops on it, smeared it around, and made it a little darker. And I've been using this a lot. I love it. I love it. So, all right. Anyway, so I have a few pieces of cut-offs that are too big. I won't call them scraps, but they're cut-offs from projects. And they're from all different paper packs that I've had. And so I made a couple that I still want to use. Here's one with the same paper from Dark Manor Designs, and this one goes that way. I don't even have that one shoved all the way in, but it has the same finger push, so you can easily pull it out. And I want to, it's a little pocket there. I want to put this in my journal over there, my folio rather. Over here, I already cut a couple and inked the edges because no one wants to hang around for that. But here's also a finished one. I put a bigger pocket on the back, and again another little tiny tuck spot. But you can see that when it's glued in, the tags go right up into that crease. So with the finger push, I can easily push them out. And if they start to go a little crooked or whatever, I can at least also pull them straight, which I kind of like because they go right up to the crease. So this is one that I'll decorate this side, but I sort of finished, kind of. And then I have these two that I started, and I figured this is kind of a rough one of where I didn't glue anything, or I didn't even ink these, and a couple other pieces. But just show you, I even picked out a couple decorations for this one, and the same, which I have them over there, but we'll decorate them. Let me get these out of the way, because we are going to need the scoreboard, and I'm going to get my large one just because you can make these like I have any size whatsoever, because these are truly cut-offs. So I just kept them whatever size that they are. That's what I kept them. And then that's for the most part what I'll use. So for this one, let me see if I can ink up where I already scored, just so you can see. Right there, I scored here, but I'll go over it. because you don't have to ink the inside. I'm just doing that so you can see where I am when I'm pointing to it or talking about it. I'm gonna get my... Okay, so this was this cutoff, and I just decided I wanted a pocket. Let's see, I guess it's 3 inches, so I wanted the pocket 3 inches, so I scored at 3 inches. Then I scored at 3 and about an eighth. Oh, sorry, 3 and about an eighth, not quite a quarter. And this one I will make one pocket this way. This is the part I'm going to glue down, so some of that will get cut off. I have to decide. Excuse me. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'm back. I'm having an allergy day, so a bad allergy day, so you can probably hear it in my voice, and I apologize for that. And I may have to stop the video or pause the video to sneeze. Okay, so anyway, this is going to actually be the flap, and I'm not sure how long or short I want it, so I didn't cut that off. This is where I'd glue it, and here is where I'd put a notch. I like to use this notcher, but on some of them I do use the circle one. And if you give me a minute, I will pull that one out, because I do like these with the round one. I just have a hard time with this with this particular round one. I don't find that they work well. I find what works for me with this is, I'm just going to guess, but you would want to go around the center. I'm just going to guess, is when I use it is to also squeeze it, and it makes a much cleaner cut. So, oh, I cut the wrong, well, I was going to cut that off anyway, but so that's just as well, because I was going to cut that off anyway. Okay, let's go about that and squeeze it at the same time. Otherwise, it just seems to dent and rip and tear. I'm not in love with that. So you won't need to see me totally ink all of them. And with this, if I want, when I glue it down, I can either leave this short or longer and make this side a pocket as well, which I'm going to do. I'm not going to cut with this because it does not cut well. And this one, which used to cut extremely well, I abused, and now it isn't as, there's one spot, must have a nick on it, and it always gets to that part and then it won't cut right, so I don't pull that out too often. I also like to round the edges if I'm going to glue it down, and because this is quite the large flap, I'm going to use the larger. Let's get that a little bit. I think the reason I like flappy pockets, it just gives a little bit more real estate and interest. It's interactive. It's not like just a flat pocket. It has movement, and I really like that. You get to decorate both sides. But I do really like the interactive part of it, and the interest. Okay, so See that? So I'd glue this part down. This is the part that would flap. And then down here, I would put another circle. And this time I want to go through both. And again, I'm not going to do any big measurements here. And this is usually when I have to put it on the table, but I don't want to crack my scoreboard, so I am a heavy-handed at distressing, using my distress ink. But it's that simple. So now I actually have another one once I glue just the two sides and make a tag for inside. Let's do another one now that I haven't started yet. This will be the inside, this will be the outside. And I decide how big or small I want my pocket. And since this one is not as long, it's much shorter, I think I'm just going to only leave about a ½ inch or so. The rest will be pocket. So I'm going to, for this one, I could actually just fold it, couldn't I? Don't even have to score the bottom. Just going to fold it. Then you can either fold that over. I don't trust myself at all, so I will put it in the scoreboard. And sometimes, because they're cutoffs, I'll notice that's when I notice something may be a little crooked, and I'll just clean that up at that time. To fold that, give that a fold both ways. That will go down. This one, as you can see, is right on the line there. And you don't have to put it right up. That might even be a little much, but okay. We're gonna take this one. You can be a little more precise. Mark center with a little line, and then make sure that little line is in the center. I always use these upside down for that reason, so that I can see when I put a mark on center, and I can see where center is. So it would look like that. Then I will also move it back a little, because I have to put one in the back here. And this is where I really use a little muscle here. Some people keep them. I've kind of learned I don't need every little scrap that I remove from a piece of paper. So if it's interesting, if it has numbers on it, if there's something special about it, I will keep it. I'm not going to lie about that, but I've learned not to keep every single one. Okay, just get some ink all the way around. You can see that. What I use is the felt, round felt that people buy for like the bottoms of chair legs in a kitchen or whatever to protect your wooden floor. That's what I use. They last forever. It is a bit of a learning curve to get used to using a felt one, but once you do, going back to the spongy ones, my sponge one, I literally can use it for about an hour and it's falling apart on me. It's leaving little sponge dust or whatever. Okay, we are going to get my glue and we're going to glue this one. Right. Just put glue all the way up. All the way up. It's that simple. Let's glue this one. I should have left this side show because I already have a green one like that, but this is one of my favorites, is pieces of paper in the design. Okay, so we already have two. And even for this one, this has a corner around it. Let's see how that does. That way, when I glue it down, I'm still probably going to cover it. Whenever I cover it, and I might put a pocket over it, I will always put I will always put a piece of Scotch tape to make it smooth, so that when you try to slide in your tag or journaling card, you don't keep hitting it. It smooths and goes right over it. Okay, so now we have those two. Let's glue one of the ones that I've already made. This is one big one. I couldn't decide which side I wanted. And then when I decided this already has that writing on it, I didn't want to do two with that writing. These 2 pages are from Vibe Vintage. I have so much of her stuff. I just love it. I'm going to get rid of this for now, so that you don't have to keep hearing me hit it. Okay, so on this one, it's going to be 2. When it's going to be 2, I always find the center and make a pencil line so I know where to put the glue. Because if I do it by guess, I will be as crooked and wrong as one can get. So I always put a line, a pencil line. That way I'm not too far off. Oh, I need to glue the ends, don't I? And yes, you can see I accidentally squirted this one with water when I was playing with the alcohol inks, and I had my a thing of water to rinse my fingers, and I keep it in a squirt bottle, and I was squirting my fingers, my hands, and I didn't realize I was also squirting everything that was on my desk. So it is what that is. Now, while that is drying, decide which. I picked this and this to decorate, and I think I picked it for this side, and for this to go up there. So do I want it like that? Yeah, let's just put it. Now I can also decide if I want to just make this a pocket or a pocket this way. I think I'll just make it a pocket that way. You don't have to use it as a pocket. It's still just decoration. You don't have to use it as a pocket, but it will be there as a surprise pocket. Right? And we won't use any of that. So all that will get glued. Be a very small pocket. Okay. Want it a little up like that. Just give that a moment. While that is drying, we will glue this on. Now this was just, I cut off the top of a tag, I'm sorry. Cut off the very top of a tag and thought, now that scrap I'm keeping. So I kept it, and I am going to put it on the top here. And I'm not going to glue it all the way down. And the reason why is because then if I decide I want to put something through there, I can work it through in a little while, a little later. Or just use it as a little tuck spot like I did on the other one. Hold that down a little. Push that one aside to dry. And now this one. That's one pocket. So I already made the little journaling card for in here, and I already made it like that. This was also Vibe of Vintage, as are these, and these I made for to go in that one. So 2 journaling spots to go in there. So for this one, we just have to glue the 2 ends. And what I think what I really like is there's just no measuring. You just make it as it is. You just score it and fold it and glue it, and you got your pocket. No measuring. And because flip and flappy things don't have to be, for the most part, it's not as important to try and get them the same size as all your papers or anything else. They can be small flip and flaps to big flip and flaps. So just put that in. Got a little cricket there. There we go. I love these. Alright, let's put this in. I think that should be okay. So these are also from Vibe of Vintage. And I did not put a little pull on there because they open, and I didn't want to infringe on that, so just leaving them like that. And like I said, as long as you have your finger there, your finger opening that you can push on it, there's no struggling and fraying it. I may also leave this flap that size so I can sort of use that as a little pockety tuck area, which I love to do, because the more pockety tuck areas we have. And the same with this one. Just decide which. Make a decision. I want this side out. I'm going to leave the... even that's a little big. I'm going to go down. Might have to trim this one because I'm not too sure if that's even. Okay, that will be my, instead of grabbing my, I'm going to grab my handy dandy gift from Robin. Thank you, Robin. I use this daily, I promise you. As a matter of fact, you can see all the... I should clean it. Alright, so we'll just put this in. Yes, something's a little out of square here, I think. A little bit out of square. We'll have to see about that. The other thing you can do is, with these, instead of, if you didn't necessarily want to make it a flippin' flappy pocket, you could turn it into an envelope. Keep the flap bigger. You still put the finger push in so that if you're using it in a journal, you can still, if you need to, push on it. But honestly, it's that easy to make an envelope. So I'm embarrassed about that. How can we have so many videos on how to make envelopes, and it literally is 2 score marks, 2 folds, and you got your envelope. They get a little trickier if you want to make them have little sides in it so they open wider. That gets a little tricky, but... And this particular paper, I will have to look. I made a journal or a folio out of it the other month or so ago, but I don't remember the name off the top of my head. So I'm sorry about that. I probably should have looked that up. Okay. Put one in. Little knock down here. And then there. We'll mark the line. I just feel it feels better to me if when I'm explaining it, if there's a mark you can really see. I could put this one a little deeper just because it is so wide. Okay. And the bottom. Okay. Okay, I didn't have a card ready for this one, so I'm also just going to round the corners. Whoop. Did I get that correct? Yes. But this one I can use down here, so it's my easiest way. Okay. So I don't need another one with all the ones that I've made. Alright, that one. This is the one I have. And you might recall, we made all of these that I'm using today in one of my other videos. So, okay, so this one was going to go here. So I'll get my glue. And just going to glue that. So I thought we'd just use what I have. Since I already made these clusters type things, and I had all these cut-offs of paper that I've been using, why not use them up, use what we have? Otherwise I just keep saving. I save all my scraps, I save all my cut-offs, and makes no sense why if I'm not going to turn around and use them. So we are using them. Okay, whoop. There we go. Okay. I will, yep. So I will just, better do this side. I can see where to stop. Okay. It's that simple. I mean, this is great for a mass make, honestly, because who doesn't have a bunch of cut-offs, all different sizes? You just start folding them and inking them and gluing them. And you now have a million pockets. Okay, let me bring back the ones we worked on. That one, glued that one. I just left the thing really big because with this one, I think I would like to glue it here, here, and here and have a pocket going this way. So I left that one nice and long. But there you go. And I hope you like my little Halloween folio, which I'm almost done with. There's still a few little things here and there. But there it is. And there's a flip-flap pockets with a, not quite a twist, but not sure what we'd call it. So if you think of a name, name it in the comments, please, because I have no idea. Okay, well, my next video, I believe, is going to be, I'm going to be starting a postal theme things, and I can't wait. So I hope you keep your eye peeled for that, because that will be coming in a day or two. And until then, stay creative. Hugs.